What is that, wind? I don't know if you can hear that on the camera.
Hi there. A buddy of mine, Lee, sent me this video asking for an opinion. It's called Creepy Sounds Captured in an Abandoned Mine while reviewing the ThruNite TN12 flashlight. It was a dark and stormy night as the guy from Exploring Abandoned Mines decided to explore the old Waldeck Gold Mine, a mine that hasn't seen any production for about 150 years. Since the mine wasn't that deep, and since it held some interesting things to comment on, he decided to make a continuous recording from the entrance to the dead end and back again. Also, since this was a test for his new flashlight, he used that as his single light source and made notes as to its performance. In the video description, he even gives the specs and where to order. Throughout the video, he points out things of interest to those who are into the world of mine exploration and seems to know what he's talking about. He uses his camera to look ahead of him and behind him in the narrow space to the point where it's obvious that he's alone in the mine. At one point, when he's beginning the trip back out of the mine, he captures this.
Do you hear that? Sounds like, what is that, wind? I don't know if you can hear that on the camera. Do you hear that? It stopped. Well, I don't know what that is. That doesn't sound like wind, but that's crazy. Don't know if that's a bird or I don't know what that is. It almost sounds like snakes, but wow. I've heard some weird stuff in mines, but that is definitely creepy. I don't know what that is. So let's get out of here.
And here is my enhanced version.
Ending. Do you hear that? Sounds like, what is that, wind? I don't know if you can hear that on the camera. Do you hear that? It stopped. Well, I don't know what that is. That doesn't sound like wind, but that's crazy. Don't know if that's a bird or I don't know what that is. It almost sounds like snakes, but wow. I've heard some weird stuff in mines, but that is definitely creepy. I don't know what that is. So let's get out of here and head back out to the portal. That was weird.
Now, there have been many comments ranging from hoaxing to real sincerity on his part. Some suggested that he could have either planted a small recorder somewhere and that had the sounds on it, or that he was simply holding a recorder and playing it back to be picked up by the camera. Others pointed out his credibility as a mine explorer who would have no interest in faking ghost videos. Now, as with all examinations, the first thing for us to look at is the source. His channel is Exploring Abandoned Mines, and in video after video, he does exactly that. Sometimes alone, and sometimes with a buddy of his. So it looks like he isn't what you would expect from your typical ghost hunter or hoaxer. But even serious mine explorers like to have some fun from time to time, and in looking a bit further, I came across this video of his called The Horton Mine Follow-Up Exploration, uploaded back in 2014, where this was recorded.
Okay, here's a final parting shot of the end of the Horton Tunnel. And there's the ore pass with all the cascading water. And what the fuck is that? I don't know what that was, but there was a sudden blast of cold air, and I'm getting out of here.
And then I found this one, made even earlier back in 2012, called Black Widow Mine Exploration Ghost Caught on Tape. And guess what? It's these ghost videos that really gets the high amount of views on his channel. Yep, I believe he's using a play-as-you-film method for getting his spooky friends to perform. Thanks for watching.
Wow. I've heard some weird stuff in mines, but that is definitely creepy. I don't know what that is.